Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have something super cool. Here is the orca clone. I know some of you may remember this. There's only one video on the channel about this guy. And yeah, here it is in its near final form. I did kind of mess it up, so I'll have to kind of redo a bit of the blade. But, here it is with probably the most stunning anodization I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely beautiful, vibrant, like blurple that a camera does not pick up well enough. Like if the sun was like really out right now and there wasn't a cloud up there, it's like one cloud's like really blocking the sun, this thing would be absolutely amazing. But the camera, honestly, it doesn't do it justice. There you've got like a really strong purple, here you've got this like vibrant in-between color, and then there it's like really blue. Anyways, yeah, the camera doesn't pick it up, but it's an absolutely stunning visual aspect, as well as this beautiful faux hamon with polished flats, which you can see there. They were slightly over polished. They're not quite polished, they're more like a satin, and they're really nice, and I'm very frustrated that I've messed it up, but I'm just going to dunk the whole thing in the acidwashed a little bit, give it another stone wash, just to kind of help even out this, and hopefully that should hide away some of the scuffs there. But and obviously I'll have to redo the satin flats and whatnot before I send this off. But this thing is absolutely stunning, and is, oh, here we go, here's the sun. There we go, here you can see kind of this beautiful, vibrant purple. Oh, look at that. But then it goes into like this, very blue at different angles. Like here in the sunlight, it looks super purple, and it's absolutely beautiful. And also with these polished flats, just the way it catches the light. Oh, I mean, it's all expertly designed by yours truly, just to absolutely bounce off the light, and you can see kind of how it does it. If I were to reduce my shutter speed to get a slightly brighter image like this, you'll see, if you flip nice and slowly, or I mean in person you notice this a lot more, but it does just bounce off the light absolutely wonderfully. And it really is an absolutely fantastic balisong. Not only does it flip well, oh, goodness me, that was terrifying. I thought I was going to land on the concrete. Ugh. Not only does it flip really well, though, but it also looks absolutely stunning. And this is actually, believe it or not, my first blurple balisong. Obviously, I did the anodization myself, and so I'm really happy with the color. It's actually only 76 volts, this blurple here, which makes it a bit more purple than blue. But obviously, it still has that beautiful blue-looking color. Oh, dude, in person, this thing, honestly, it's unmatched. I've never seen a balisong like prettier in terms of color scheme. Big props to JK for an absolutely fantastic design. This thing is absolutely stunning just to look at. And then, of course, to flip, it sounds pretty good. And also, it's converted to standard bushings. I did that myself. It's not tuned, though, because these bushings are for my Monarch that I want to eventually buy. Which I'll probably do in this exact same color scheme, right? But you can already hear, with untuned bushings, right, which this thing does tap if dry. I think on the actually, no, I did swap them around, didn't I? So it shouldn't actually tap anymore. But this thing, it's not great tolerances. You can hear the wiggle. You can see the wiggle there, right? It's not fantastic tolerance, but even despite that, right? You get a much more tactile sound, which the one Tsunami, and also the one Monarch clone can all be converted onto standard bushings. I may do a video about that once I get it down to like really good tolerances, but it just helps improve the tactileness of the pinsler system. You can see with terrible tolerances, the floating, like these tolerances on the floating system, you're not getting this level of like tactile feed response from the balisong itself, and that's one thing I absolutely love, which I've never actually, this thing isn't sharp, but it's still a bit intimidating with the camera because it's just hefty, which means you catch this wrong and like it's going into your hand, do you know what I mean? Like regardless, just because it's a pretty hefty balisong, despite it actually not weighing a crazy amount. I don't think it's actually very heavy, but it just feels like it weighs a ton. It carries loads of momentum. The flats, let me know what you think about the polished flats in the comments. I mean, they are effectively like, reflection polish. You can kind of see me there. They're only up to a 3000 grit though, so they get this really kind of cloudy finish. I was considering actually doing like a mirror polish, but I prefer the satin look. I might actually even take it down to 2000. I think it just gives the right amount of gloss, whilst, you know, giving some contrast. I was a bit worried that these bits here would be a bit too much negative space for the balisong itself to kind of look as great as it could. But overall, I think it was, you know, the right decision. It's a lot more homogeneous with the handles, and you can see how they just kind of, you get this shine of not only blues, purples, and everything in between, but also of some silver and of some dropping balisongs, because I'm actually looking through the camera to watch the balisong, which, I mean, I should probably look in person a bit more, at least to catch my tricks a bit better. But honestly, this thing is absolutely stunning. So other than that little scuff there, which it really bugs me, it's not even that noticeable, but it really, really bugs me, so I'm going to have to do that again. So the blade will probably end up being slightly darker. But the combination of this really beautiful blade design alongside standard bushings, alongside literally being the most beautiful balisong color I've ever seen, and also my first blurple balisong, which the fact it's taken me this long to get a balisong in my favorite color is really disappointing on my end. And this makes me really tempted to change one of my other balisongs into this beautiful color as well. If you think I should make a balisong, you know, this beautiful blurple color, and perhaps make a tutorial on how to anodize a balisong yourself, please let me know in the comments which balisong of mine, you know, watch my collection video, because I don't think I have any new balisongs since then, but which balisong of mine should I then change to be this kind of color? Because I absolutely love this color. This is my favorite color, for those of you who didn't know, the blurple, especially the slightly more purpley blurple. I don't want it to be too blue. Like the color it is right now, oh, yeah, sometimes in some of these reflections, you see it just goes a bit more blue, like there. Oh, look at that color, man. It's just absolutely stunning. With the polished flats, I did like how it looked like without the polished flats, but I felt it looked a little bit cheap. Like, the one clone, I mean, it doesn't look cheap, but it doesn't look as expensive as the JK Orca. And partially is because the more boring blade, obviously most of the V1 Orcas and even the V2 Orcas have milled blades, which means that they get really cool milling lines as options. However, there are a few that were actually ground, and there is a version of the real JK Orca which this clone is a 1-to-1 of, and actually it's stock form, right, with the kind of really dark, almost black, very dark grey stonewash finish on the handles, with no like you know, polished bits, and just a ground blade like this, and it looks exactly the same, pretty much 1-to-1. You couldn't tell, other than the fact that one says Orca and JK, and the fact that the other one doesn't say anything. You couldn't tell the difference between the two, right? Unless you had them side by side. And realistically, I was like, okay, so the fact that I know that he makes some ground blades, that's quite cool, especially because the grind lines on the original blade were really, really pretty. And I also, you know, when doing this, I kind of did feel a bit saddened that I had to kind of take it apart, like destroy the grind lines a little bit, because, I mean, I thought they looked really cool. They were my favorite part about the blade. And the fact that they are kind of gone now, I was like, but I got to give it something more interesting, which is why I went for this faux hamon, which I think looks really cool, especially how it wraps around the swedge as well. Oh, that did not go quite to plan. That's a short stop thing. I don't know. I'm not really thinking about when I'm flipping. I'm just kind of freestyling here. Where was I? Yeah, and so I decided, you know, I got to do something a bit more interesting on the blade to make it look a bit more premium. And the way I achieved that was by giving this, you know, extra two-tone look to the handles, which honestly, this looks like a very expensive balisong, you know. It looks a lot more than what the stock price for this thing would be. At least the one clone, I should say. It looks much closer and much more akin to the actual Orcas than the standard clone does. And, you know, some people might think, oh, but, you know, then it's going to look more like the real deal and you'll try to scam people. I have no intentions of scamming anyone, and you can see it's on bloody T8 hardware, which is upgraded hardware, but, you know, it's on crappy hardware, which I've considered actually acid washing as well to get like the darker. I might do that actually. Just get a pair of screws, acid wash the heads, and then the male ones here. Actually, you know what? I think I'll do that with this pair of screws here. I'll make them acid washed, and also these, so that you can have the stock screws if you want, or you can go for this upgraded dark look, which I think will hopefully match with the blade a bit better, and then give some, you know, darker accents here. Because obviously it's 3 colors, right? You've got the blurple, the silver flats, and then you've got your, I guess, 2-tone acid wash. So I guess there's 4 different shades here present on the balisong, and yeah, it's just, in my opinion, this is probably the most beautiful balisong I've ever held. Not from a design perspective, although it's probably top 5, easily top 5, probably top 3 in terms of just the JK Orca. I think it's an absolutely beautiful balisong. You know, it goes up there as one of the greats in terms of design, and I really do have to give it to Julian, because despite not being able to get some of the real JK stuff here, although I think there is actually an Orca in the UK, even if the clone is anything as good as the real deal, or the real deal is, you know, if the clone is anywhere close to the real deal, and the real deal blows this out of the water, I think that it's an absolutely fantastic balisong. I believe that the real deal is probably going to be slightly lighter, you know, I'll probably have more material milled out here, but otherwise, dude, this thing is absolutely stunning. So let me know what you think in the comments about this. You know, please leave a like, leave a comment, make sure to subscribe, share the video. Tell me how your week's been going, and also if you think any of my balisongs should become this beautiful blurple kind of 2-tone finish, perhaps even with the, you know, hamon. Perhaps that's going to become a tactic signature. Feel free to DM me on Instagram for mod work, for quotes, especially if you're in Europe or the UK. You know, I like to kind of offer good quality mod work to people. Obviously, this is all done by hand, right? So you'll never get like this perfectly recreated, but I think it actually makes it a lot more special. I did try to recreate the pattern in terms of like some symmetry on both sides, at least the main points of it, but you know, if you slow down the video, you can see it is truly done by hand, and it, you know, adds a sense of uniqueness. No one will ever have this blade again, right? There will never be a duplicate of this. And then even if you do it by laser, the stonewash marks, you know, they are, you know, individually unique as well. No one's going to have those same stonewash marks as well. So I think that this is an absolutely fantastic balisong, even just for those reasons there. The fact that it's a truly unique one of one at this point, you know, standard bushings. I don't know if anyone actually has an Orca clone on standard bushings. This may be the first one in existence. I know there has been tsunami clones on standard bushings, like the one tsunami clone, and I have also made my monarch clone to be on standard bushings. So perhaps if I am, you know, the progenitor of standard bushing plug and play swaps, by the way, not custom swaps. This is like, you know, I found hardware that fits this, and I've just like slotted it in. It just needs a tune. This blade did need to get sanded down though, which was like unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, the fact that, you know, this is like a plug and play tune fitting, and I got 2 out of the 3 of the ones that are on these floating water systems by the one. I'll happily take that, you know, I'll take that and leave, and oh my goodness, you can just see at the end here. Oh, yeah, really beautiful balisong. This video is already far too long. I hope you guys have had a fantastic Friday, or whenever you're watching this. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Please consider joining the channel, potentially joining the Patreon. I'll have a Discord server for Patreon members and for channel members soon. And also potentially merch later on in the summertime available for you guys to purchase if you'd like to get some stuff. Perhaps I'll take a picture of this. I guess I couldn't exactly use this, but perhaps I'll do an outline and adjust it slightly so I'm not intervening on Julian's kind of design here. Or perhaps I'll just do this kind of colorway on a different balisong and see how it goes. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Make sure you do that as the last thing you do before I end the video here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It was, you know, as always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just gonna reiterate it. Algorithm pleasing and that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.